This time I'm losing my mind. This time I'm losing my mind. Yeah. Yeah. Aloha and welcome to my channel. This is kind of a weird, strange thing that I'm doing. A couple years ago, when everything was going to hell in the world, as you guys all have experienced, with this pandemic and mostly peaceful riots we've been suffering from. Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a dark couple years, and just trying to navigate through the world and see, the light and the good and stuff like that. It was extra hard at times, just trying to make ends meet, just trying to get through the day, get through the month, provide for your family, keep your mind straight. I couldn't sleep at night. I generally can't sleep at all, but when your mind is worried, as you well know, a lot of you guys know, it's just really hard to sleep. It doesn't matter how tired you are. It doesn't matter, if you need to get up in a couple hours and you're trying to sleep and you can't sleep. And for myself, that's been an issue. One of the things that helped me out as I lay there at night, just my mind going, is I would watch a lot of YouTube videos. And over the course of the last couple of years, I had discovered a lot of channels that have been really cool, really great, really inspirational. I came across Steady Crafting with the Craft Man. Genius, beautiful production. Everything about what he does is just great, phenomenal. The can-do attitude is what I really appreciate. Usual Mike over down in Australia. He always has a chipper in the news, which is really cool to see, a nice friendly face. It's very excited to be there. Brett over at Sierra Gordo, out in Death Valley, just watching his struggle from the pandemic, going out to the ghost town and his journey of discovery and rebuilding things. It's cool. Dr. Toys, that guy, just his energy, his smile, he always ends up where, it's a great day to be a toy nerd. 3D bot makers, those guys who do the Hot Wheels racing cars and that kind of stuff. The coverage is phenomenal. You can just sit there and lose yourself in the experience, and after a while just kind of forget that you're watching a bunch of toys raced on a track. It's that amazing. How ridiculous. The other three guys down in Australia, joyful to watch all the different things that they do, the experiments, just gravity in full effect. Those guys just make me laugh and crack up every time. Genius what they're doing down there. Creative Mom, if I haven't mentioned her already, just watching a lot of things just made out of trash and just beautiful, phenomenal things. But the one thing that really made a difference was the discovery of the work of Chris Shaylor. And I hadn't realized at the time that I've been observing Chris's work off and on for probably about 10 years. I remember seeing a diorama set of a building city, and it had notable to me was the 7-Eleven sign. And I thought, wow, how really cool that somebody made that. And then years later, coming across his channel on YouTube, Empire Toy Works, and to just be able to watch the videos, see all the colors and all the work that he put into it, the blending of all the different genres of types of science fiction toys and things that weren't science fiction, like hell, the Golden Girls are even there. To see that kind of world really struck a chord with me, because I remember those days. I remember how wonderful toys were. I was very fortunate. My mom worked at Pay 'n Save, if you guys are old enough to remember what Pay 'n Save is. And when the first Star Wars toys came out, I was lucky enough I got the entire set. She got everything for me. I was so blessed. Coming across Chris's stuff really made a difference to me, and I got to explore the world, watch the videos. If you guys get a chance, check out his page. I got to see the world. I got to see little interactions, and then look at all his photographs that he posts on Facebook and Instagram. It's just so amazing and beautiful. And I was able to sleep. I was able to relax. If I couldn't sleep a lot of nights, I would just flip on the channel and I would just watch the Fly Around Rocket Station. And it helped. It really helped. And I started to see it as a way to reconnect with my old self, get inspired with my creativity. Because I think growing up with toys and stuff like that, even as an adult, it helps create things. It helps stimulate parts in your mind. You get to have these little scenarios and stuff, and you think them up. And I also thought, it's another good way to help me connect with my children and teach them how to play and enjoy their childhood now while they have it. So I was really inspired to go ahead and expand and do different things. I decided, you know what? I love this. I want this. I think I need this. And I want to see my kids play and their minds just explore these things. So over the last couple of years, I've been able to get in touch with Chris, and he's been so amazingly generous with his information. Just, hey dude, what is this railing made out of? And he's like, it's a wire hanger. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's so genius. I would have never thought of that. How about the lights? Where do you get your lights from? Boom, he'll send me a link to Amazon or wherever he got it from. And just incredibly generous guy. I mean, he's so busy. He's got his family. He's got his business that he's doing. And it's just been, I can't tell you how thankful I am for that interaction. He sent me some parts for some figures, and whenever I can afford it, or if I'm able to actually catch stuff that he puts on eBay, because the second he posts it, boom, it's gone in like seconds. So I was able to actually purchase a play set, and I looked at it as a serious investment, because if I was gonna start doing this kind of stuff, I need to look to the masters. So when I used to teach it at UH, and I used to tell the students, when they were struggling, and they would say, well, how do you get inspiration? I said, well, if you ever get stuck, ask the gods. And when I say ask the gods, look at the works of the people that excite you and inspire you, and the answers that you're looking for are usually in there because they've gone through what you're going through. So I have been able to reap the benefits of that from Chris Shaylor over at Empire Toy Works. So once I decided to do this thing, and it doesn't make any sense, because generally I find that for creative people, when you are at the point in your life where you don't know what the hell you're going to do, or you've kind of lost the thrill of just being alive, even though you're blessed with so many things. I can't explain it. A lot of you guys probably can relate to this. Sometimes you need to just feed your spirit. Sometimes you just need to feed your soul and just fucking do it. Sorry, I'm swearing. And I had decided that, I need to build something. And at the time, we had just shut down our art school. We had Hawaii's only comic book art school for a bit, and a lot of things, economics, the pandemic just basically drove a nail in that coffin. So with that closing down the school, I was telling my buddies that I'm gonna take a smaller space within the building. I got a studio with two of my really good friends, Art Wong and Mark Gould, and they're just incredibly supportive. If you guys ever meet them or get a chance to buy their work, seriously, do it. Art Wong, Mark Gould, talented brothers. Anyways, so I told them that, man, I can't explain this thing. It's probably totally irresponsible, but I think I'm gonna move out of this office. I'm gonna take a smaller office, and I'm gonna start building this thing. And they were kind of like, well, why do you want to do that? I said, because I can't explain it. And you know what? These guys are so cool, and they're like, we want to be a part of it. I said, okay, are you serious? And they're like, yeah. I said, well, there's another office that opened up in the building. It's a lot bigger than our current space. But if you guys want to go in, it's a little bit more money. And I'd like to get the bigger space in the back to set up shop and start making things. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And we have a bigger version. We call our office the Church of the Flying Armbar. It's like church. It's like the ultimate nerd man cave kind of situation. I wouldn't say it's a man cave, but it's a nerd escape / work area. And it's worked out for us because we're able to concentrate and get things done. So I don't know. It's talk about insane when you're a small self-employed full-time dad, to move to a larger space during a global pandemic, economic downturn, all that crap. It seems grossly irresponsible and radically insane, and yet we did it. So we got the space, we set up shop and started prepping for things. We took our old desk from the art school and I cut them up, and I made a work table, and I made platforms for which we're gonna start building the city and stuff on top. So that was in motion, and it sat for probably about a year because just life and just trying to make a living, as a self-employed graphic artist. It's feast or famine, and a lot of you guys know that. One of the cool things that come out of the pandemic is seeing that I saw a lot of people start expanding and exploring their creative side and turn their interest into business. I've been fortunate enough to be able to support some people and buy their things. Toy Buzz over on Etsy. I bought some Vipers. Off the net that somebody built at their house. It's been really cool. To take on something like this, I started doing like a lot of research. I really looked at Chris's stuff. I listened to what he said, inspiration. It's just about tapping into yourself and not being embarrassed or afraid to try things. A lot of us don't do the things that we want to do, that we'd love to do, because we're just afraid or we feel like it's irresponsible. But you know what? If you don't feed yourself, you don't feed your spirit, you don't feed your soul, if you don't set an example for those around you that love you, especially your children, to show them that it's okay to pursue these things. It's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to feed your soul. It's okay to enjoy things. We got set up. I don't have a lot of leftover money for materials and stuff like that, but I was able to buy some wood, bought some glue, got some paint, got some screws. A lot of the stuff that I build with, it's basically scrap wood. Around the corner from our office there is a wood shop and stuff like that, so the guy there, Randy, he'll throw me some stuff here and there. Or I've even dumpster dive. Yeah, I've dumpster dive for wood, no shame there. And I started building, and it's been a really good experience. The funny thing about it is, so I set up shop in my yard. I have a tent and a table, and I have a chop saw. My tool selection is very limited, and I'm not able to do a lot of the fancy cuts that I'd love to do. But you know what? Frack it, we go anyways. We just keep going. So I'm out in the yard, I'm chopping wood. My brother comes, he looks at me, and he's like, "What you doing?" I said, hard to explain. He's like, "I don't know, what you got going on?" I said, "Well, let's call this an exercise in mental health." He laughed and he kept going. But I love my brother. He's been very supportive of me over the years, and he just kind of tolerates and puts up with my crazy nonsense, and I love the guy. So I just started building things. The first buildings that I built, I kind of based it on apartments that I saw when I was in Osaka. They're down. It's like a 3 or 4 story building, and there's apartments above, and down below is like the community general store, which is just packed to the rim with just extra food and stuff and just junk everywhere. But a lot of you guys grew up in Hawaii. You guys seen the old mom and pop stores, you know, the Mama Sans and stuff. You know, you go down Chinatown or Kalihi or out in Waikane, you know, you just got everything there, you know, and it's not the most organized appearance, but you know what? They know where everything is, and whatever you need is usually there. So it's a pretty awesome thing. So yeah, I just started building, and I just started putting things together. In the year and a half, almost 2 years before I actually started building this stuff, I've been collecting rubbish. I've been collecting little pieces of plastic, dental floss, containers, cups from cup heads from Starbucks, plastic bottles, bottle caps, just things that you receive when you open packages for items that you buy. Just started collecting things and just trying to imagine, okay, what can I use this for? I go around to like the swap meets, and I'll buy a lot of broken toys and stuff like that, and things that just look like trash, and I'll cut it up and I'll try to make things with it. And so far that's good. You know, it's a callback to like what George Lucas was saying when he had created Star Wars. He wanted a lived-in world, and so that kind of helps. It helps so much, because if the world's lived in, it's kind of old, it's kind of broken. You know, I think there's a lot of leeway for you to get away with things. Blade Runner is a huge influence on me. I love that movie. I love how it looks. I love the lights, just everything. And Rocket Station has a lot of that appeal to me. What I'm gonna build, I don't know exactly how it's gonna come out. I don't want to copy anybody too much, but that's probably gonna happen. So because you know, my friend Mark was saying when he looked at Chris's setup over at his house, Rocket Station, Mark had said to me, he's like, man, if I had that, I would never leave that room. I'm like, yo, I get you on that one. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to make something that's cool, and maybe a little bit of Blade Runnery. Definitely gonna have a Hawaii influence. I'm gonna utilize a lot of the tikis and stuff that I've designed over the years, parts of products that I've made, to kind of have that little more personal touch, I guess, to it. I mean, it's pretty personal because I've built all this crap, or I'm building all this crap. So, oh my God, what am I doing? Oh man. Anyways, yeah. So this is what I'm doing. This is my journey, and I'm going to invite you guys in on this. Yeah, I don't have a lot of skills. I haven't done anything like this before. Story of my life. Every time I do something, it's like, holy shit, I've never done this before. But I do it anyways. And so should you. Don't be afraid to just make something and go for it. And if you don't know, you know what? A very smart man said, pretty much everything you need to know right now is on YouTube. How many times I need to update something on my computer or find my way to navigate through a file, I've gone to YouTube, and it helps. And I don't know if this is going to help any of you too, because I'm not really set up to do a step-by-step. I'm going to have pictures and stuff, as you've already seen in the video, and I'll shoot some video when I can of things in progress, and hopefully you can glean some information from it. And maybe if you need help, I'll try to do what I can. If not, then do what I tell everybody else to do. Look to the gods, see what they're making, listen to what they're saying, and do the Jeet Kune Do approach. Use what's useful, throw away the rest, and you'll find your way. All right, this is it for now. This is my first video. Stay tuned, and I hope you like what we're doing. Double aloha. Bye. Who is it? Land shark!